Good evening, it's meteorologist Michael Fecka. Welcome back to the 9 p.m. all-weather, all-streaming show that we do here every night during the workdays and on weekends. We stream it out to all of our streaming platforms as well as to Facebook Live and YouTube Live. So if you're joining us from either of those platforms, please feel free to leave us a question or a comment down below. Hopefully I'll be able to address everything as I go through the forecast, but if not, I'll go through at the very end and see if I can address anything individually for you. But let's get started here with a look at our headlines. What are we tracking out for the next couple of days? Well, through the rest of the night tonight, we'll have a warm front that's going to continue to lift up across the tri-state. As that happens, we'll see an increase in that cloud cover through the next couple of hours, and then eventually we'll see even the chance for some light snow showers or even just a few flurries at this point to move in overnight into very early tomorrow morning. I think any snow showers that we do see overnight tonight will be well out of here by the time most of us wake up tomorrow morning. So I don't think there's going to be much of an issue with that morning commute. You may have to dust off your car real quick, but not expecting much of an impact to roadways. And then it looks like we could still catch a few rain and snow showers through tomorrow afternoon and into tomorrow evening. And it looks like bitter cold air settles in through the weekend and into the start of next week. So let's get started here with a look at our current temperatures. Temperatures right now, they are chilly, mostly sitting in the 20s, 21 degrees there in Huntingburg and Owensboro, 24 here in the Evansville area. But with the lightest bit of a breeze, it makes it feel a lot colder out there. It feels like only the teens right now. It feels like 13 in Huntingburg, feels only like 17 here in Evansville. And looking at the wind chill forecast, it actually looks like it'll lighten up a bit as we go through the overnight hours. Remember, we've got a warm front lifting up, so our temperatures are actually going to stay the same, if not get a little bit warmer through the overnight hours, but we're still expecting them to remain below freezing, which is why we have that chance for some of those snow showers. But speaking of which, let's take a look at our radar. Right now, we're not seeing anything here in the tri-state. We've got some clouds beginning to stream in from the west, and then off to our west, barely just now pushing into western Illinois, just kind of pushing out of eastern Missouri right now. We've got that first batch of some of those snow showers, and again, not expecting a whole lot out of that. You can see it's associated with this system that's off to our north. We've got this area of low pressure that's diving in, that's going to slide in across portions of the Great Lakes region. But as that happens, we've got this warm front that's going to lift through, and then we've got that cold front that's actually going to pass overhead through tomorrow. So that's what's going to continue to bring us that chance for a few scattered rain and snow showers through the day on Friday. But here's a look at your forecast for the next 12 hours. So again, we're not really expecting any snow showers to start here in the Evansville area until generally after midnight tonight. And it's going to be very light, if not just a few flurries. I think the best chances of seeing at least maybe some accumulation, less than an inch or perhaps just a dusting, is going to be north of I-64. And here's a look at that forecast headed into tomorrow. Again, I think most of that will clear out of here by tomorrow morning, but we still have the chance for some spotty rain and snow showers through tomorrow afternoon and into tomorrow evening. I think obviously if we get any showers during the afternoon, they will be rain. Temperatures will be well above freezing, but as we transition into Friday night, that's where we could see temperatures get cold enough to where we could see some of those rain showers change back over to a few light snow showers. But let's time everything out here on our future radar. So looking at all this, you can see snow off to our west, very light. You could hardly even see it on the monitor there. So we're expecting it to just move in and kind of fizzle out as it moves in across the tri-state. So we're just getting a few light snow showers and a few flurries. And then it'll dry out through tomorrow morning, and then we get into tomorrow afternoon, and that frontal boundary will be on its way. So as it moves in from the west, we'll catch again a few light rain showers, perhaps mixing a little bit with some snow there as we get into the late afternoon, early evening hours. But I think most of that chance for any snow shower is again reserved through the overnight hours, so not causing much of an impact for us at all. We're looking at our snowfall accumulations here through Friday afternoon, hardly picking up a dusting, if that, for folks north of I-64. So again, not expecting impactful snowfall through the rest of this week. These are really just a few light snow showers and some flurries. More or less just fun to look at, and another gentle reminder that it is still winter here in the tri-state. But once we get out of this weekend and out of the few showers that we have, we'll start to dry out through much of next week. And here's a look at the longer range European model. So We'll have high pressure build back in through the second half of next weekend, and then another reinforcing shot of cold air moves through Sunday night into early Monday morning. So that's going to keep those temperatures on the bitter cold side through the first half of next week up until we have high pressure slide off to our southeast. And you'll notice the wind direction comes up out of the south as well. So that's where we'll start to kind of warm back up to around average, but it doesn't look like we'll stay there for very long, as it looks like another frontal boundary will kind of bring that colder air right back to us. So it looks like in terms of our temperature trend, we'll end up right around average or slightly below average here through the middle and end of the month of January. And looking at our temperature trend, average highs usually in the lower 40s. We'll be right on par with that tomorrow, or maybe even a little bit above. But then we drop down below freezing for Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. For 4 days straight, we won't rise above freezing out there. And those overnight lows drop all the way down into the teens, maybe even single digits there Monday night into Tuesday morning. So very, very bitter cold through the weekend and into the start of next week. And then we'll start to feel a little bit normal out there by the middle and end of next week. So in terms of our temperatures, starting to moderate, but we'll get a little bit of a bitter cold blast first. In terms of our precipitation, we'll be dry now, but it does look like we'll start to get a little bit more active again towards the next couple of weeks. So looking at our 8 to 14 day precipitation outlook, we are above average there for precip, and we're also highlighted here for the potential of heavy rainfall through the 23rd and into the 29th. So it looks like the Storm Prediction Center kind of eyeing up a little bit more of an active pattern across the entire U.S. As you can see, most of the northern tier of the United States is highlighted for cold and heavy snow. We're highlighted for that heavy rain in the Ohio River Valley, and that pretty much encompasses the majority of the United States there. So let's take a look a lot farther down the line on some of these models just to pick up what they're looking at here. And picking up on this area of low pressure that's kind of expected to move up and along a stationary front, and this may produce a mix of some rain and snow at this point in time, but it doesn't appear to be a major storm system with this particular model run. But with that baroclinic zone, or that stationary front kind of anchored up and along the Ohio River Valley, it is still definitely likely we'll see at least a storm system move through. Whether or not it's going to be a super strong storm system or if it's going to be rain or snow, we have no idea yet, but it does look like it'll be a bit more active towards next weekend. So we'll be keeping an eye on things. I know I've seen a lot of things on social media of people talking about big time snow. Not really seeing that in the forecast here for the next 7 days, so I'm sorry to disappoint, but we do have some snow chances. Again, we've got a few light snow showers and flurries possible overnight tonight, and then again as we get into Friday night into Saturday morning. But for the most part, a mostly dry weekend there and a lot colder. Temperatures drop down below freezing for 4 days straight. We don't warm back up above freezing until we get into the middle of next week, with temperatures starting to top out in the 40s by Wednesday and Thursday. That's all I've got here for the forecast. Let me go ahead and check out some of the questions or comments. Hopefully I've answered everything. But good evening, says Cheyenne. Good evening to you. Good evening, Suzanne. Watching from Dawson Springs, Laura Gray says. And it looks like Ricky Brown is saying hello, good evening, Michael. And Samuel also saying good evening. Lorianne and her little dog, Rue, also say hi. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for watching. I love tuning in, or when you guys tune in, we get to have a little bit of conversation in addition to talking about the forecast. But that's all I'm really seeing here for questions and comments. So I'm going to hop off the live stream. I'll send you guys over to 14 News at 10 for all the latest news and weather headlines. Until then, everybody, stay safe, have a great rest of your night, and stay warm out there.